What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Pashari Coyote, and today I'll be reacting to Superman versus what? Superman and Lois, not Superman versus Lois. Superman and Lois, episode number 2. So episode number 1 already. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. All right, so let me give you a quick recap of what happens in episode 1. I mean, it was an hour long, so it's going to be a bit difficult, but let me try. So we start off with a bit of an origin story of Superman, which only takes about 15 minutes of the show, which is good because we've gotten that origin story so many times, so we don't need it over and over again. We know who Superman is, we know all that, so it's good that they quickly go through his story. And then we move forwards, and Lois and Superman, they get married, they have kids, 2 kids. I think they're the same age, I think they're twins, Jordan and Jonathan. Now Jonathan, you might know, it was the name of the adoptive father of Clark Kent, Jonathan Kent, and Jordan is supposed to be Jor-El, which is his biological father. So it's Jordan, Jor-El. El is the family name, Jor is the name of his father, so they've got the Jor in there as well, which is, I think, quite cool to have to give 2 of the boys, names of the 2 fathers of Superman have, biological and adoptive fathers. Now, Jonathan is supposed to be the perfect one, the one that looks good, the one that is physically fit. He's the starting QB in the varsity team, and he's just a perfect kid. He's kind, he's modest, he's a great kid, something that every parent would want. Now, Jordan, on the other hand, is a bit more rough-edged. He is not as physically fit, although I think he's in a pretty good shape too, and he's a bit awkward as well. But the most important thing about him, or the thing that they focused more so about him than anything else, was the fact that he's diagnosed with social anxiety disorder, SAD. Now that obviously makes it very difficult for him to not be awkward in social situations. Socializing is, well, anxious. That's the whole point. So he is the one that is proving to be a bit tougher to deal with from the perspective of a parent. Now, there's one thing that I found, well, actually a couple of things that I found a bit weird about this show. First, I thought that the Superman and Lois would tell their kids who Superman is, who their father is. I thought they would know, but they didn't. They didn't know that their father was Superman. Now, the good thing there is that they find out at the end of episode 1, so it only took 1 episode for them to find out, so it's out of the way, which I think is great, because I think there's no point in hiding that from your kids. A second thing that didn't really make any sense to me was the kids don't really have any powers at the moment. That's not the part that doesn't make sense. That's fine. They're half human, so it's fine if they don't have any powers. What doesn't make sense to me is the fact that Lois and Clark Kent both think that Jonathan might have the powers and Jordan might not. Now, they think both might as well, but they said if there is a 50-50 chance of one of them getting and the other not getting it, it's more likely that Jonathan would get it rather than Jordan. Now, it's okay to think that, but I don't think it's okay to say that in front of those 2 children, which they did. And I was like, wait, hold on a minute. How can you say that in front of your kids? I mean, it's like picking your favorite son, right? I mean, I'm not a parent, but surely that's a no-go, right? And then you've got Jordan, the kid that you don't think has or could have powers, who has SAD as well, so it's extra strenuous for him to deal with such a thought from his parents. I found that a bit weird, but we do find out in that episode that one of them do have powers. Now, they both might have powers, but one of them, we for sure find out that one of them has powers, and it is not Jonathan like everybody thought. It is Jordan. It makes sense to think Jonathan is the one that would have the powers because he's physically very fit. His physical prowess is above and beyond anybody else of his age. He's the QB of varsity's team. So, I mean, it just makes sense to think that he might be the one to have powers. I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is them saying it in front of the kids, which is a bit awkward to me, at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe we found out that Jordan is the one who has powers. We see a couple of events taking place where Jordan saves Jonathan, and it is due to his powers. And then it is revealed at the end to Superman and Lois that Jordan is the one with the powers and not Jonathan. Although Jonathan might also have powers, we don't know. Now, a huge revelation right at the end of the show is there's someone who keeps attacking different plants, nuclear plants, and Superman is going and saving them. But finally, you find out who that person is. That person is, well, Lex Luthor, Alexander Luthor. Now, he's not exactly, so here's the thing. He says that my world was destroyed much like yours, and there's this whole dialogue. And the way I took that at first was, oh, this guy is not from this world, so it's not Lex Luthor, it's probably General Zod, because his face is covered when he's first introduced. Then, when it is revealed that it is Lex Luthor, then I think, okay, well, maybe he meant it metaphorically, because Lex Luthor does always blame Superman for ruining his world, destroying his world, you know. Even in the show Smallville, I don't know how many of you have seen that show, but in that show, Lex Luthor blames Clark Kent, and he often says that you destroyed my world. So maybe I thought, okay, this is that, you know, sort of metaphorical world being destroyed. Then I thought, wait, hold on a minute. This is DC. And in DC, well, not just DC, but this is comic book. Let me just put it that way. So Marvel has different timelines as well. Pretty much every superhero world, DC, Marvel, whatever, have different timelines. Maybe he's from a different timeline, a different universe, an alternate universe where his world, his actual world, not metaphorical world, actual literal world, was destroyed, and he came over to this one. Now, the reason why I think that's more likely is because Lex Luthor was actually very prepared for Superman. He was prepared for every single move that Superman made. He made Superman his bitch, basically. And so that's why I thought maybe Lex Luthor is from another timeline where he has already fought this guy, knows everything. He knows everything about Clark Kent or Kal-El, or, well, he knows both his names as well. So, like, that's what made me think that, all right, it's not metaphorical, it's actual real literal, but he's from another timeline, another world, basically. So yeah, we have more to find out. I've been going on for such a long time. I said it's going to be brief, but like I said, it's an hour-long episode, so it's going to be kind of hard to summarize it within 5 minutes. I think I've gone well over 5 minutes, but anyways, yeah, let's get into episode number 2. Needless to say, I'm super stoked, super excited. Here we go. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they decided to move to Smallville from Metropolis. So yeah, now they're moving into their old farm, the Kent farm, because Martha died. Wow, I missed out on that. Martha dies. Martha Kent, his mother. That was a big plot point that I missed out on.
Memories.
That's when Clark was growing up. They were marking his height.
Thanks for the help, boys.
Imagine that, man. Imagine having Superman as your father. Imagine living up to that. This football thing reminds me of something. When they were kids, they threw the football and it hit the wire and it cut through the wire. That's how quickly he threw it, or fast, or how much powerful it was. So I think he might have some powers as well, Jonathan.
I thought coming here would be a chance to start over, but I guess I'm just gonna be a freak like always.
Yeah. See, he has trouble with social situations. You know. Like, I get it. It's very tough what they're putting him through, but he's not a regular guy, so he can't really live a regular life. You know, same as Clark. Clark couldn't live a regular life either, no matter how hard he tried. That's Lex, eh? Captain Luthor. God damn. Is that a shockwave? It looks a bit like Master Chief from Halo.
I take it you were unable to secure the necessary kryptonite.
Well, you're a smart one.
Your suit's running low on power.
Then we'll take the ship.
It's barely operable.
I don't care.
There he is.
Stop Kal-El before he does to this world what he did to mine.
See? Before he does to this world what he did to mine. And that's what made me think, does he actually mean a literal world or like a, you know, metaphorical one? But he meant a literal one. I think. We don't know yet.
I think this is gonna be the first time I've ever gone to school without you. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Hold on, okay?
Can he fly? Whoa! Yeah. See, everything has its perks, you know? This is what I meant, like... So is it gonna now be the opposite? Is now he gonna be like the depressed one, the anxious one?
Jordan today?
Heard you Karen brothers are moving here.
Come on, this is not...
You're supposed to be what? Some kind of star quarterback?
Especially if you somehow never got the playbook.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, it happens. Not in every school. I mean, it never happened to me. But it happens to every kid in every school, in every movie or show, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, he's taking him to the palace or whatever. So what of Solitude? I forgot. Castle or something. I forgot the word, man. Something of Solitude. Yeah, aren't you happy you didn't go to school now?
Yeah. So I came here.
He's going on a history lesson.
Exactly. It's more like
Experience.
experience.
Whoa, they said the exact word. Wait, so does she still work for the Daily Planet?
Lana should all come tomorrow.
That guy's reading the paper. He's gonna have something to say, something shitty. Because he's a shitty guy.
Write something about Morgan Edge.
Yep, there you go.
It's a lot to absorb, you know.
And I'm sure he's heard the story like a billion times. Right?
Father.
I mean, he didn't know that it was about, the story was of his father. That's the only part he was missing, I think.
The man you're named after.
There you go.
Jor-El.
It's possible for us to further our Kryptonian heritage after all.
This episode is called Heritage.
Jordan, you will be the one to do it.
All right. Jordan of the Clan Dan.
All day.
What's up?
Well, he would want to go too now. You know? I think he should take him. Like, I know he doesn't have powers and stuff, but he's still half Kryptonian, isn't he?
We're just settling in here.
Only for a few minutes, just to listen.
Yeah, we know that's not gonna happen.
How's today without me? You know, it was a lot better, actually. I think we should have done this a long time ago.
Well, Jonathan seems pretty calm and cool about it, but that's the kind of personality he has, though. I thought he might sort of, you know, be a bit. I don't know. We'll see.
You're long, so don't make a scene. No fighting.
You're Lois Lane.
What?
Still looking for the simple life? 'Cause those days are gone, Clark.
I think he's more concerned about his kids.
We moved the family here. You took Lois away from where she needs to be. Hurt Jonathan's football chances. Jordan's got no chance of fitting in with kids here.
Oh, he doesn't know. I just realized. He's a smart guy. Come on, figure it out.
Superman.
There you go.
Couldn't lie to him anymore.
You sure as hell could. In their childhood, Clark. I've seen the toll this life's taken on Lois over the years. Gonna tear it apart.
I thought that too, but you can't, you know, again, you can't hide this, you know?
Level to tradesmen, we're estimating around 600.
Of course he's British.
I have a question,
I thought you said you weren't going to talk.
because I would hate for what happened in New Carthage to happen here.
Such as?
Missing job creation targets by nearly 50%. Paying well below living wage, that kind of thing.
I thought those mines would be fruitful. I was wrong. But what I promised those people was that I'd take a risk on them when no one else would. A chance to save this town.
I don't know exactly what happened in the mines, but
But perhaps you're right, Miss Lane. Perhaps Smallville isn't the place to take a risk right now. I certainly wouldn't want to cause any harm to this great community. Maybe that's something you'll need to discuss further. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time.
oh, he's good. I think he just turned the town, or the Smallville, yeah, it is a town, against her. Do you know what I mean? But about that missing their target thing, I mean, that happens all the time. I mean, you can't guarantee things like that, you know? I mean, you can do all you want, but it's not always in your control. Do you know what I mean?
You. Gone. Why? You destroyed my whole planet!
Yeah, I think the best bet against this guy for Superman is to bob and weave, duck, you know? Play the long game. Wait for him to lose power, his suit to lose power. Because once his suit is gone, that's it. He's donezo. Yeah, I mean, even with his suit, he's doing quite well, actually, Superman. Damn. This man's strong. Ugh. You bloody beauty. Is that bomb made out of kryptonite? It might be. Oh no, he seems fine.
Xavier!
I knew it. I knew they were gonna pick on him.
Come on now, that was a simple running play, genius! Fucking right! 45, Buster!
I don't know what any of this means. I've never played football. Well, not never. I played it once in my high school.
Told you. You already got a QB.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for them to accept him, especially after what happened. But yeah, I played like touch football or whatever, like a couple of times in high school, but I don't know what any of that means. I watch professional football, like NFL, sometimes, but you know, it's really fun to watch, but I don't really understand like the jargon, you know.
What, babe? You do your Superman stuff, and I will do my Lois Lane stuff. Getting this gut feeling that this is one of the reasons I was supposed to come to Smallville. I am not going to let Morgan Edge destroy this town like he did the others.
So, I mean, the alternative is what? I don't.
No, not really. What Sarah said about the playbook, what happened?
I mean, I didn't get it, and now I have it, so it's cool.
Ooh.
Boy or whatever.
They should take him too. Like, he's. Come on. Why are they leaving him behind? I don't get it. Is he not his father? Like, I don't understand.
You know that? I know how much you gave up by saying yes to come.
Yeah, he did a lot.
Your whole life's in Metropolis. Your girlfriend's there. Your entire identity is there. But you said yes to coming here anyway because you wanted to help your brother.
Jordan, yep.
And both had lives we left behind.
I just don't understand why they aren't taking him with him. You know, like why not? What do you have to have powers to come here? I mean, Lois has been there a billion times. She doesn't have any powers.
To be insignificant.
Insignificant. How can that be?
His cells can only store minimal amounts of energy from the sun.
He has elevated strength?
For his size, perhaps, but nothing extraordinary. He doesn't even have 100 your strength.
Because he is half human.
But he will never be like you.
Of course not. I mean, he is the Superman. I don't know why they thought he would be like him. But I thought maybe he'll have like half of it. All of his powers, but half the amount of,
Jordan.
Ooh. Yeah, imagine that. Finding out that you might have superpowers like Superman and then don't really.
The Cushings.
What happened at the fortress?
Fortress of Solitude.
Baby, you have another bad day?
Screw you.
No,
Boys.
hey, no, I am sick of your crap, okay, Jordan? This is not just about you. Yeah, genius, I guess super perception isn't one of your powers.
We moved here to be closer as a family. We
Well,
got invited to this dinner as a family, and we are going as a family. So get dressed.
is that lasagna? I love lasagna. Oh, I do feel bad for Jonathan. I think he is being ignored a bit. You know what I mean?
Like you got the weight of the world on your shoulders.
She's always smiling, isn't she?
Well, don't even think about leaving, because
She looks really sweet. You know what I mean?
it's kind of up to you to make them feel at home.
No pressure. Was that Forza? I think it might have been Forza.
What is it exactly that you see in that guy? I think I have control over my issues. What happened today?
Really, here with all these people around?
As much as a Kryptonian
So, not so great.
I think they're the same age, but he's acting like the big bro. That's why I was a bit confused whether they were the same age or not.
You know, I looked into what happened in New Carthage. Those people wanted to unionize right off the bat.
Yeah, to protect themselves.
Well, yeah, but that would have meant that Edge couldn't turn a profit.
I'm sorry, are you trying to argue that people shouldn't make a living wage?
What I'm saying is that in situations like this, some money in your pocket is better than none.
Kind of agree with him, you know. I come from a place that is, well, far worse than Smallville, and yeah, anything you can get, little or not, is, you know, it's considered a blessing. So I completely get where they're coming from, the people of Smallville.
I'll explain.
She got it. Come on, Lois got this. Nothing to worry about. Superman couldn't take him. You humans are gonna take him. Really? Uh-oh. Shockwave, boom. Okay, one thing I'm finding good about him is he's not killing humans. Well, so far at least. So he might genuinely have good...
You have to stop protecting him.
Superman?
Stop calling him that. He's not one of us, Sam. Where I come from, you're like me. And you don't trust him either because you know what he is capable of.
Whoa.
Tell him back, General.
I do. And you never told me.
I'll tell you lots of things.
Why would he tell you?
It's the reason the world's in short supply. So no one gets their hands on it and uses it against you.
And also, no, there are two reasons, I think. One of the reasons he's not telling. One of the reasons is, well, what he said to protect him. But second one is, if he gets any ideas, you know, I mean, you gotta have a backup plan. Come on. I don't blame him.
We were last week. So it's okay if we've got a lot of questions. We're gonna find the answers together.
The same Metropolis, you know, if she publishes that story, their family might not be as close as they wanted.
John, you were right before. We moved here for me, and I never even thanked you.
You don't have to thank me.
Yes, I do. Our whole lives, you've been there for me, and the least I could do is be there for you. Find out if you're half Kryptonian or what.
I mean, they're half Kryptonian regardless, if they have powers or not.
Something happened to you. Definitely something special. And if no one else is going to help you figure out what that is, I will.
See, they are the same age, but he's definitely the big bro, isn't he? Jonathan, that is. Gets to go to high school. Resignation? He's gonna work for the Gazette?
That is the best writing I have done since you took over. Challenge your beliefs.
There it is. See what I mean? He needs to give time to both of them.
No, I already quit.
Right now? Seems like she's making more enemies than friends in a place where they need to make some friends. All right.
General.
It's Sam?
Hell and back.
To hell and back. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Ooh, lots and lots of thoughts. Where to start? So, Jordan is finally allowed to go to school. They're going to stay in Smallville. Jonathan had his sort of lash out moment as well, which is good. He needed that, and the family needed to hear that. The brothers are now on the same page, which is again good. I don't really understand why they keep saying they're not half Kryptonian because they don't have powers. I mean, if your father is Kryptonian and your mother isn't, well, you're half Kryptonian whether you have powers or not. Do you know what I mean? Or is that not how it works? Another thing that I was wondering was, Kal-El or Clark Kent or Superman doesn't seem to age, but his father, we keep seeing him, well, he's old. So does time work differently? In other words, he does age, but a lot slower than normal humans or just, well, humans, because he's not human at all. Or they age in Krypton but not here. Like, how come his parents and other people in Krypton were older? There were older people in Krypton, right? But he isn't, and he grew up. I mean, so he does age. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how that works. And his growth was pretty normal, so it's not like his aging process is slower. Or does it get slower the older he gets? Maybe that's what it is. Not entirely sure about that one. If you know, could you please let me know? I'd love to get to know more about that aging process of Superman. But yeah, so he is from a different world, Lex Luthor that is, and in that world Superman goes bad. Superman goes bad quite often in these comics. Well, not quite often, but a few times. And there are some animated movies and shows about it as well, which I'm going to be watching on this channel as well. Now, as they mentioned, this Superman, or this Kal-El, is a bit different than the one on that world, so he might never turn bad, you know. It's not a guarantee that he will go bad or evil. And we also find out that he knows Sam, General Sam, Lois's father, because, well, they were together in the army. And to hell and back, that was a line that the general actually said to Lex Luthor. About the whole powers thing, I think Jordan will get his powers. I think they're going to do more tests and they're going to find out that he does have powers. About Lois, yeah, she's not doing herself any favors at the moment. I mean, I get it. She's passionate about her work and she's passionately unpassionate about Morgan Edge, but I think that's gonna go against them, work against them, the Kent family, and the kids are gonna get a lot of hate. Lois is gonna get the bulk of it, so is Clark Kent, and that's gonna put them through the thick of it. And in this town, because like I said, I totally understand where the town people are coming from when they say we need Morgan Edge, because I myself am from a place that is impoverished way more than Smallville. So the sentiment is the same, basically, and I understand that any little that you get is considered a blessing and it helps, and it is a step towards the right direction. That's how it's considered. Now, obviously, more is more, it's better, but when you are a place like Smallville, you can't just jump from 0 to 100. You know, you got to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 100. So I get both point of views. I get Lois's problem with this, but I also understand the people of Smallville as well as Morgan Edge. And just because he had a project before that didn't really work out and that it missed its target, well, it doesn't mean the same thing's going to happen here. Now, it's most probably going to happen here, most probably, but it doesn't mean that it absolutely will. But even then, like I said, I understand where the town folk are coming from. I also understand where Lois is coming from. They're both fighting for the same thing. Here's the thing. That's why you can't disagree with either party here. You can't disagree with the town folk who are in favor of Morgan Edge, and you can't disagree with Lois Lane either, because the agenda of both these groups, well, one is just Lois, the other is a group, it's the same. Both want Smallville to be better. Both want Smallville to do better economically, financially. They want Smallville to be a town that is thriving and not one that is, well, pretty much dying. Both are just trying to employ different tactics in order to achieve it. Now, townfolk, because they're in the thick of it, they are more desperate, and so they are willing to take a couple of hits on their way to the top, right? It's a very difficult situation to break down. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how they do it in this show. I'm very intrigued on that particular situation. I mean, a show about Superman, and the thing that I'm worried about is the economics of the town. So, you know, but like I said, I'm from originally from an impoverished village myself in Pakistan. So that sort of stuff, and you know, it's a bit close to home for me. I'm eager to find out which side Sam, General Sam, this world Sam, is going to fall on. At the moment, he's very much in favor of, obviously, Clark Kent. Will it ever change, though? I think it will. I think there's going to be things that Lex Luthor's going to know about Sam that he's going to tell Sam that is going to make Sam think, well, all right, this guy knows way too much about me. How is that possible? And I think he might be able to lure him away from Clark Kent and over to Luthor's side, and that's going to be a huge blow to Clark Kent. I don't know, maybe not. We've got 3 more episodes to go, and then the show's going to continue after that. But yeah, pretty good stuff so far. I'm enjoying it a lot. This episode was not an hour long. It was 44 minutes long. This is a pretty good length, I think. Pretty decent amount. I'm fairly certain Sarah is going to end up dating Jordan. Yeah, that Sean dude is just not the kind of... I don't know. The kind of personality that Sarah has, it's completely contrast. I don't know how to say that. English is not my first language. It's in complete contrast to Sean's. Does that make any sense? It's the opposite of Sean. I feel like they're not like this, they're like this. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense for them to be together. From what we've seen, obviously we've seen very little of Sean. We've seen a bit more of Sarah, though. But I feel like Sarah and Jordan are very similar than Sean and Sarah. So I think that ship's gonna, you know, sail soon. But is that even a saying? It is now. Well, I hope it is. Anyways, but yeah, that's my thoughts about the show. I very much enjoyed it. I loved it. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And if you are as well, do drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I have other channels as well where I'm doing other kind of content. Check it out. You might like it, you might not. But I won't no one tell you. Check it out. Do follow my social medias and all that good stuff as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, have a nice